One other thing too is I feel like I'm still trying, I mean, obviously as a white belt, I'm still trying to understand if you have a leg or two when you're standing up.
Yes.
When is it time for me to think about pulling you into my guard or letting go or detaching my foot first?
Sure. So if I'm like here, like we're standing,
Right.
right? So from here, we're just looking to establish guard, especially before, like if I'm out here, remember like we were talking about, yeah, so you're doing the laser beams
right.
pointed up, right? So so this is like super great for guard retention. Like like a lot of the modern guys that I look up to in jiu-jitsu now are using this, like pointing the feet in the right direction, laser beams. This really stops my grips, right? And this is a terrible place for you to be in general, right? Like there's no contact made. We want to establish guard as soon as possible. So as I'm coming in to establish guard, we want to try to get to whatever we can. We try to make a grip, right? Like a grip on the pants, whatever. We can go to De La Hiva, which we haven't really talked about a ton yet or anything. Reverse De La Hiva. There's a lot of other things for if I'm standing, right? As I come down to kneeling, we want to try to also establish a guard. Like we don't want me to be just out with no contact because this gets, now it's too easy for me to, especially in the gi, I can make grips and just start to like muscle my way past, right? If you can establish a guard, now you can start to set up some type of offense and then it at least stops me from passing your guard right away, right? So trying to close that distance, get some type of contact and then establish a guard that you like, super important.
Okay, so at this point, I felt like I was trying to pull you in with my feet and then trying to overreach with my hands.
Yes.
What should I do first? Should I just let go, make sure the contact from the feet is gone first?
So if I do, so did I?
Like I'll show you one exact
like
example.
Mm-hmm.
I was like this, like I was crouching,
Like spider, yeah.
and then you step back with this foot, and then I lost everything at that point.
So basically, if you're holding double sleeves, you probably want to go spider, right? So.
Don't concentrate
or you can go feet on the hips too. That works too, right? But if your feet on the hips, a lot of times I won't let you stay there. I'll usually grab it and try to peel them off.
Right.
But because if I stay here, there's actually a part where you can start to pull me onto you, and my head gets over your head, and you can lift me and throw me over your head, right? Being that that's a possibility, I'm usually going to be back. If I'm back and I'm clearing your feet off and now it's just your hands holding, this actually starts to wear out your grips right away, and you don't want to overextend too, right? Because I can just throw a leg over and like a jumping arm bar or triangle or something like that. Not that I would, given your neck injury, but we're vulnerable, right? I can also just throw the leg over and just an omoplata or standing arm bar. This is all bad for us, right? So if I'm here and I'm moving back and stressing out your grips, if you like to stand, you could stand right then, right? Yep, and that's not wrong. If you're like a wrestler or a judoka or something like that, and you feel comfortable on the feet, you can do that. Or if you don't like that, right, I'm starting to pull you up, we can scoot our hips into position to a guard that we like to be in, and then let go of your grips and start grabbing the legs. And now at least we went from one guard that's kind of failing and you're kind of overcommitting to now a guard that's like, okay, you're shin to shin with a seated up guard. This is pretty good, right? So we've just exchanged a failing guard for one that is more favorable, right? Okay. So that's kind of like what you should do, because me standing up and moving back will start to stress out your grips if that's all you have. You're just holding on like this, and it can be bad for us because our arms are getting extended, and we usually in jiu-jitsu don't want to keep our arms extended for too long, right?